Hey everyone, it is Future Amber, and it's January 30th, 2014, and let's talk about past Amber for a second. The state that past Amber is in is pretty funny. Well, not funny, but you know. There's the world of difference. She's talking about her weight and how she can't get her eating under control, the sweets, she's not working out, too many hours, she has to figure out the scheduling. Future was a little bit different because it's been a year since I've had that crazy work schedule, and I feel like I am better at handling that schedule. So, and not only that, is that I like my jobs a little bit better than last year. I've kind of raised the bar as far as my position in those jobs, which helps. So, there's that. Another thing that Past Amber talks about is... oh, I forget, but I know one of the questions was, am I nicer? I would have to say that I am nicer. I'm a little bit more tolerant and more patient, but it took a long way to get there because I went through a really harsh time. Have I fought with anyone? I fought with, I don't know, you have the random, like, boyfriend fights. You have, like, random family fights. Can't really count those. I'm talking about, like, fighting with, like, a stranger or someone at work or someone you know you shouldn't be fighting with. I've had, like, arguments, only because I'm a little bit more outspoken than people like, but that's about it, I think. I've had a few... well, that one girl that was miserable at Aroma, she's not in my life anymore, which is great, to be completely honest. But she was totally miserable, and that sucked. But I think I would always get into it with her, and we would always fight, but that's about it. But now we don't, because she's not around me. So, the other question was, what was the worst 2 weeks, or one of the worst weeks of 2013? And that's a really interesting question because I don't have to think twice about that because I know exactly what one of the top worst week for me was the week of April, the first week of April, and I got my letter from the DGA saying I wasn't accepted. Now, I guess that's a spoiler alert because I talk about that in Past Amber a lot, but I think it's important to know that I didn't get accepted because I go on and on and on about how positive and how my outlook on this is, and you'll see the contrast, and I think it's important that, or maybe not important, but it's interesting to see me go through this whole transition, but then you know now that I didn't get accepted, but then, you know, you have that back look and you're like, oh my goodness, she's talking about how she knows she's going to get in, and I know she's not. It's heartbreaking. It's really heartbreaking. And that was the worst week for me because I feel like my dreams were crushed. I was in a really, really long state of depression. Really, really bad one. It lasted months. And then the second worst week would have to be in June, the first week of June, where my life totally changed. Out of that... I guess the whole car crash thing, out of all that happening, changed my life, but it ended up for the better. So it's like a blessing in disguise. Yes, I'm using cliche terms. And then I'm going to go in order, and the last week that had to be the worst was the second week of November. It was a really, really rough week. Yeah, I remember those moments very clearly, and just thinking about them are very emotional, but they had to deal with mostly just me and my life. The last one had to do with me and my boyfriend, but it was still, all three things were really personal. They were all really personal, so that is addressing Past Amber. I think I answered all the questions. I don't know, maybe I should look. I have no idea. I didn't write any notes down. But what's going on with me now, and I'm sorry that Past Amber wasn't up for the last 2 weeks. Past Amber will be up going forward from now on. And let's see, today I went to an art show. My black and white panorama is in an exhibition, so I feel like I am in a way better place than Past Amber. But yeah, I've grown a lot, I've progressed a lot, personality-wise, and, you know, mentally, emotionally, all that crazy stuff. So I guess that's it for Future Amber. That's it. I am tired, so I'm going to go to bed, and it's kind of late.